Welcome back, everyone. Going into the second hour here of RollPlay Swan Song week 23. We should actually look into that, see if that's right. But anyways, Adam, what's up?
So you're at a Italian restaurant on a Chinese mining planet in the year 3200, waiting to meet with Piani's old academy buddy, James, who used to be in customs but is now an operator selling product and moving cargo, and who wants to employ you. So, yeah, you guys are there, like I said, a little bit, like you're there on time, but James doesn't show up right away. So it buys you some time to like sit around and kind of talk, which you've had a chance to do. And at some point, James, you see him, Piani, coming towards the table. And he's like talking on his phone as he approaches. He seems to be finishing a conversation.
Okay. I like kind of like stand up so he knows where to come.
Okay, yeah, he sees you and he waves and he finishes his conversation and he puts his phone in his jacket pocket. He's wearing just like a nice, like maybe like a slightly too ostentatious suit. He's wearing a nice suit that maybe looks like a little more like fancy or expensive than you'd expect him to wear. The James you knew anyway. And he walks up to the table and I guess he like gives you a kind of like a friendly hug, Piani, unless you are like, no, get away from me.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So yeah, he just gives you like a, nice like safe distance hug, and then he says, Piani, always a pleasure. You want to introduce me to your crew?
Sure. So here we have Prosper.
Bonsoir.
And we have the cook.
He looks at Mr. Zakarian and he's like, does your cook have a name, Piani?
He'll tell you.
So he's kind of.
I reach out to shake his hand and say, "What is the?" Well, I just say,
Jose.
Jose. Oh yeah, Jose Cook. That's
he doesn't say that. He says, "My name is Mr. Zakarian. Nice to meet you."
Okay. I never know. Like.
Yeah, of course.
So, and then here's the captain, Wilbur Higgins the Third.
That is the first time she has ever introduced me as that.
Well, as long as it's your name, Wilbur, and he like goes to like shake your hand. He's like, "Can I call you Wilbur?" I'm James.
You know what? Call me Wilbur. Yes, let's try it out.
Okay. All right. He shakes your hand. Now, did you invite Wu, or is Wu still back at the ship, brooding and doing ship stuff?
Did we invite Wu?
It's up to you.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you introduce Wu.
And this is Wu.
So he kind of like side eyes Wu a little bit, like looks him up and down, and then says to him in Cantonese, I guess he's like, "Are you from here?" And then Wu, like they shake hands, and Wu is like, he's like, "My parents are, not me though. I was born on a spaceship." And they have a short conversation in Cantonese. It's very polite, just introducing themselves. And then I guess he goes to sit, and everybody sits down. And he says, so he's talking to Piani. So should we eat first or business first and then food and drink? How do you normally do this?
Sure, let's eat. We can talk while we eat.
He laughs. He's like, good. I'm starving. I've been so busy today. My organization has different protocols for these things. It's nice to be a little less formal for once. I know a great wine, and he like gets the waiter to come over and he orders some drinks.
What kind of wine is he ordering?
Well, I personally don't know that much about wine, but something. It's like a 2954
wow.
Chateau Space something or other.
Yeah. Oh, the Chateau Space something or other. Yes, this is a very nice vintage. Have you tried the Chardonnay? They really do a very nice white. You should give it a try if you haven't had the chance.
Yeah, I mean it's not like Caberlet's wine, but it'll do.
Oh well, what is?
So while you're drinking and like looking at the menus and stuff, he's just kind of making general small talk. He's like, so have you heard about the situation on Strophios? It's a nightmare. Such overreactors, those religious types. I can't stand them myself. And then he kind of like looks around to make sure nobody's like offended. Like, oops, are any of you like priests? No, I don't think so. Wu like grumbles something to himself.
What
But,
was that, Woo?
Wu just like looks up over his menu. He's like, nothing. Didn't say anything. Goes back to like looking at the menu.
So about that wine.
So yeah, I mean, he's willing to like just generally make small talk about like, you know, what's been going on. Piani, he does that thing, and I don't know if you want to participate, but he does that thing where like, you know, when it's like a dinner and two people know each other or like a few people know each other and they just talk about like mutual acquaintances the whole time, and you're like, I don't know who Frank is, but
Yeah.
ha, good. That's a good story about a person I don't know anything about.
Right.
But he's just like, oh, have you heard from so and so? And they like, you know, he tries to kind of like engage you that way because he doesn't really know the rest of the crew.
I humor him as much as I can.
Okay. So unless anybody has anything, actually, he asked you, Mr. Sakarian. He looks at you and he's like, Sakarian, that's a unusual name. You're, I can very good with people. And he like kind of looks at you. He's like, Oninsa, right?
That is correct. I'm impressed.
He nods. He's like, messy things happening on Oninsa. I don't know what to think.
Yeah, it seems like new factions find themselves there with reason to kill. It's been a ongoing thing. I'm not proud of it.
He says, well, I hope that everything turns out okay for your people, and kind of like, you know, trying to be like, he doesn't know you very well, but he's just like, yeah, bad things are happening where you're from. I hope that works out for you, but doesn't know which side you're on.
Yeah.
So he's kind of just being very careful.
He gives a nod and says, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, he seems pretty like caught up on you know, like sector affairs, but doesn't
you know,
like talk business unless you ask.
Noticing that, like, you know, Prosper starts just sort of gently feeling him out about the situation on Cabral.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know, like, I don't really know what Prosper would say because I'm not nearly as smooth as Prosper is.
Sure.
But
so you're
yeah,
trying to
sort
just
of,
like subtly like get information out of him, or what's
like
your
he's like, oh, Oninsa, yeah, I've heard there's some problems there, and you know, Prosper says something about like, you know, the last time I visited Cabral, it was a very long time ago, you know, blah blah blah, whatever. Trying to be like, is he going to talk about anything at Cabral?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that he says something about like, oh yeah, I heard there was some kind of political something there, but I've never been myself. We don't do a lot of business in that area of the sector.
It is a very political place. A number of different sects in the organization.
Well, if Strophios is anything to be paid attention to, I try to steer clear of religiously oriented worlds. It's not good for business usually.
Oh, no. Cabral is very enlightened. You see, Cabral has a faith that is strong, that is rooted in something that is much more real, much more meaningful.
Piani, while Prosper is talking, he gives you a look like, is this guy for real? Like, wow, your friends are strange.
There's a large difference between Strophios and Cabral. You see, the Order of the Annunciation was divided into three primary sects from... Yeah.
So I think unless anybody interrupts, you just get to keep talking about this, and they're all kind of like looking at each other like, okay, yep. And then the like waiter walks up to the table with your meal or whatever. And I think you get a chance to eat and everything, and then afterwards, when you're having your like post dinner drinks, James says, so. Should we discuss the cargo?
We shall.
Good. Now I have some materials that I need taken off world quietly. I don't like to use the S word, but the government doesn't need to know about this. And I'm willing to pay you accordingly. Of course, I understand your ship has the cargo space for it. It's only 25,000 pounds. Should be fine, ship that big, but it's sensitive, the material. We need you to take it to Vinaya, not far. Drop it off. There's an auction. We're on a bit of a time crunch, but I think you should have the time if you leave within a week or so.
Where are we taking it?
Vinaya. It's a planet in a,
God.
in a galaxy system.
I thought he said Vafaya, and I was like, is this guy trying to say Vafai and just failing it terribly? And aren't we in
In the
Vafai?
same
Like,
system
what?
you're in. No, no.
Yeah.
Vinaya is a planet in Galaxy. It's in sector 706.
Deoxy 706.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, I got it.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Sector east of you.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
Jesus.
Know it quite well, obviously.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place.
That
Check
is
out
so far.
The fall weather there is stunning.
You said it's sensitive. Is it gonna fucking blow up?
He shakes his head. No, it's. Well, I'm not aware of the chemical properties of the material in general, but I understand that it's industrial waste from the mines. It's a byproduct of the fuel extraction process, but in the right hands, it can be used for all kinds of exciting things. Our buyers are very interested in purchasing it, and it's a safe, inert material now. It requires some work before it does the fireworks, but it's a controlled substance here and in many other places. Not in Vinaya, though.
And who will we be delivering this to?
My colleagues in the syndicate. To be able to drop it off with them. Shouldn't be any problem.
How much does it pay?
Well, standard rates with this much cargo, it's about 100,000 credits, I'd say. If that sounds fair to you.
150 sounds fair to me. I chime in
Kinda
for
like-
like the first
I mean,
time all dinner.
it is illegal.
It kind of gives you an eyebrow like, I'm willing to bargain, but 150 is a lot of credits.
Well, we're bargaining and it's 150. And that's a bargain.
And that's all you're willing to accept?
Are you hitting on me?
He looks at Piani like, again, like, this is very unorthodox.
I just say, Monsieur Higgins, I think he is hitting on Miss Peak.
Are you hitting on Miss Peak?
Peak.
Peak.
I'm not hitting on anyone as far as I'm aware.
Okay. Well, it's 150K. And should be all good. We'll
He
zip
he
up
says, like,
out of here and get on to the action.
there's no way I can pay 150,000 credits. That's even with the smuggling. That's not reasonable. I can't pay that.
Well, how about you meet us at 125?
I can give you 110.
And what are I kind of like look around it. Is it just normal standard dinner fare?
Yeah.
And what is this? It's hazardous goods.
Technically, it's industrial waste.
Okay, we're talking person to person here. What is that? What is it? If this explodes, are we dead?
The chances of it exploding are very, very low. It's, as I said, in its current state.
What would you
it's
say
inert.
the chances are having a computer that could talk to you on your ship are? Because we have that, and that's pretty low, so I don't want this to explode.
Would you like me to just guess a number?
It would make
I'm
me
not.
feel
I'm,
better.
I'm not a chemist. If you'd like to speak with someone, hire an expert. I'm sure we could give you more information about it. But as I said, time is of the essence.
So, we're going across the galaxy. Time's of the essence, and you can only go up to 110.
If you're willing to make a counter offer, but 110 sounds fair to me.
Kind of just like look at Piani. Maybe my eyes squint a little bit.
115.
Piani, I'm going to leave this up to you. It was
All right,
a pleasure having
115.
dinner with you, sir. And let me know whatever the crew decides. And I get up and start walking away.
115.
He's like, I was hoping we could do this as friends, Piani. That you could give me a deal, but I understand.
All right. You guilted me enough. 110. It's fair.
All right, so he like goes to shake your hand, and he says, "Good. I'm glad this is going to work out very well for all of us. I can give you half now, and another half when you deliver the cargo.
All right.
That sounds fair. Standard procedure generally.
Does we have currently 15,000 credits in our Swan Song pool? Would we Does anyone have any issue if we just put this 100K into that?
Nope.
Let me
Okay.
look at my money. Prosper would like to get paid some.
All right. All right. Great.
Maybe if each of us got 15K, then that leaves 40K to put into the pool, 50K to put into the ship pool.
Each of us gets 16,666 credits because I get Higgs. So I just distribute it 3 ways.
Cool.
Okay.
16,666. Okay.
I mean, we're getting that at the end, right?
Well, you get half now and half at the end. Half
All right,
in the-
yeah. Let's just put the 50,000 we get now into our fund.
Yep.
Unless
Yep.
you need it right now. Okay.
Nope, that makes
All right.
sense.
So we have 65,000 in our ship funds right now. Great.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right.
So the next day you get the notification of the transfer being done and the spaceport where you can pick up the material.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Great.
I go to Higgs, while we're all like getting prepared to. I mean, is our ship repaired now, or are we still?
It's still going to be another 6 days before it's finished getting upgraded. Oh, while we're here, because we talked about but didn't actually pay for August, September, and October's maintenance fees, and September and October's payments on the ship.
All right. We have $20,000 for that.
Okay.
So how much is it total?
So
So
it will be about another 10K. It's 3,230 for maintenance, and if you want to be up to speed, that's 3 months of that.
So times 3
Yeah,
is
3,230.
96.90. Okay.
Yeah. So do you want to pay that?
Yeah, and then
Okay.
also how much do we? It's
And
8,220.
then at least another 16,440 if you want to pay for October and September.
Plus 96.90.
Yep.
So 26,000. So I'll go ahead and pay with that 20 and then take the other 6 out of the other fund.
Okay, just use the money you just got.
Yep.
Okay, so you pay the minimum payment for 2 more months, and then okay, so you guys are updated to the end of October, and we're good. Okay, cool. So the ship won't just suddenly crap out on you. So while they're in there replacing the spike drive, they're cleaning all the ducts and repairing all of that stuff. Cool. Okay, good. So you'll be ready for start of November.
Now we have
And,
58,960. So okay.
At some point over the next day or two, I do go to Higgins, and I just sort of reiterate man, I'm trying to get to Cabral. We need to go. It's time. Clock's ticking.
Clicking for who?
For me.
Oh.
There are other members of the crew who would benefit from going to Cabral as well. I believe that there is materials there that Piani needs. Is that true? Who else needs to go to Cabral? Is it Sicarian?
Piani needs to finish the robot.
Yep.
Sicarian Mr. Sicarian, you were showing some interest in maybe getting some cybernetic improvements prior to your engagement with Mr. Titan.
Yep.
Correct.
And then and you. So.
Yep. So we just have a short encounter where Prosper's starting to get antsy.
Okay. And you say you just say the rest of the crew wants to go there?
I can't speak for the rest of the crew. I cannot speak for the rest of the crew, Monsieur Higgins, but I know that Piani has materials that she needs to purchase that she can only retrieve from Cabral, and I believe I heard Mr. Sicarian talking about cybernetic improvements, and Cabral is the home planet of cyberware.
I know this in character, but out of character. Cabral's in 602?
That's in Furugi. Yeah.
Yeah,
602.
602. Yep.
602. Yep.
So it's actually it's only 2 jumps away from Gyaxi now.
Yeah.
So if we were to jump to Stasi
Yeah.
and then over to Gyaxi, then in 2 jumps we could be to Cabral.
Well, let's see what happens here at the end of the week. We get the ship all good to go. We got to worry about our other job before we leave.
Yes.
So
think-
travel time, just to make sure everybody's like on board with this. So travel time is 6 days per hex, divided by the rating of your ship. So it takes you 2 days, and with a single load of fuel, you can jump 3 hexes. So in 6 days, in 1 week, you can get from like Vafai to Stasi, and then one more jump in 2 days. So it'll take you just over a week to get to Gyaxi.
Oh wow.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, y'all are fast.
We got fast.
Look
Yep.
at that.
Yeah.
Did we buy the navigation computer, by the way?
No, you have not.
It would
Which is-
take us more time. We'll
No, it
have
would
to-
take more time to get it installed. Is this the only
Yeah.
place we can get it installed?
No. You could buy one in Farugi, no problem.
Great. Okay. Yeah, Prosper. If all goes well, we'll head up to Cabral.
Thank you. I do appreciate it.
Yep.
We'll just remember again in game, but we still have to drop off what's his name.
Yeah.
Get that dank experience and money.
I think we might. Yeah. I think we're doing that after.
So we're. All
Because
right.
we're getting
so,
the ship, and then we're gonna get an update on
Yeah.
where Lord McCrary's at.
So what's recap order? Like, what is our plan then?
We're gonna get the ship in Vafai.
Right.
We'll find out
Okay.
where Lord McCrary is. We go to
Okay.
Gyaxi, then we'll go to Farugi.
Okay.
Okay.
So 1 ship, 2 McCrary, 3 industrial waste delivery, and 4 Cabral. I guess like Prosper probably goes to Sicarian while he's in some downtime or whatever, and just sort of knocks on the open doorway and says, "Monsieur Sicarian, I'm curious to hear whatever happened with your encounter, your engagement with Monsieur Titan."
You just keep like you say this into my door.
Yeah.
I open the door, and I'm in like training fatigues. I've been doing like exercises with the
Oh,
chainsword,
bonjour.
and I say, "Well, it is actually fairly customary that when 2 commanding officers issue a duel of that caliber, there is a little bit of a downtime between to get." Well, functionally in the tradition, it's so that they can get all their affairs in order, their command units organized, the proper channels notified, so that in the absence of one or both of their lives, the units can still function at full cohesion and efficiency. That, of course, is not necessarily applicable to my part of this, but I'm taking liberties to prepare for the conflict. He will reach out to me when we are to do it.
Yeah, there's probably some kind of like built-in like 101 days or whatever to like like you said, like and notify everybody like in case I die, this is how it's gonna go. Yeah, that
Cool.
totally makes sense. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, just checking up on that. Is there anything we can do to help you in your preparation?
Well, it's a very nice offer. This has been a long time coming, and I actually have been in higher spirits because of the finality of this event as of late. But in preparation for it, I just need to hone my skills, perhaps enhance and prepare my body, and I need to do a little bit of soul searching to see where I'm at with how I'm going to handle this. Titan has double-crossed me and betrayed me in the most horrific ways possible, given our society in the Pfotenhauer unit. Not even unit, excuse me, but force, if you will. So it stands to reason that while he is utilizing a tradition that is upheld by honorable officers, I believe it possible that he is also looking to just close a chapter on his dark past in any ways necessary as well. So as long as I have friends like you on my side preparing for it, and with the option to be ready for a double cross, then I'm as good as I get.
We should make use of Piani's skills to investigate areas in the sectors that would truly be neutral ground for the two of you. That Mr. Titan would have a hard time manipulating to his advantage. In the meantime, Mr. Sicarian, perhaps a friendly sparring match?
Sure, absolutely.
Very well. Yeah, Prosper brings out. No, like he's totally serious about this. He probably has like sparring sticks or something like that. He just like pulls them out of his waistband and tosses one to Sakari and says, "En garde." And then it's like French Foreign Legion Krav Maga.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's
right?
definitely Krav Maga style.
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely. Cool.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like Prosper gets like we get the like silly Prosper a lot, but you're actually like a trained soldier. It's a real thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
We forgot.
Yeah.
It's easy to forget.
Well, let's see who wins the spar. Let's see who wins the duel. I think we get to like watch the two of you fight.
Cool.
Make a we can do it in one roll. Just make a skill check. So 2d6 plus whatever you would be doing like for unarmed. So
It's it's primitive weapons, right?
yeah, primitive weapons. If
Yeah.
you're thinking of those.
Oh no! Oh, I was so
It's
close
almost
to
a
that
12 on the roll.
That's almost 12. All right, Mr. Sakarian.
This is 3D dice, but I guess.
What do you roll? You rolled a 9?
Yeah.
Yeah, I rolled a 9.
Well, I have a 1 in mine, and that's so. What? We're just rolling the modifier, I guess.
Yeah, 2d6
Yeah.
plus. Yeah, you get plus 1.
Plus 1.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
what do you know?
Ooh, nice. It's
Cool.
a good fight.
Yeah. So yeah, it ends in a stalemate.
Yeah, I think probably the end of it is just like both of us stripped to the waist, sweat streaming off of our muscled bodies as we pant, examining each other in new eyes.
Does Duel of Fates play while you guys are fighting?
Are you fighting on the like the roof of the hotel?
Yeah,
The neon signs of Majid behind you.
Exactly,
The
yep,
industrial
yeah,
waste. Yeah.
some pounding bass,
Just imagine like Mr.
lightning
Sicario
flashes.
sets
In his
down
head,
into pose.
Sicaria knows they only tied because he had just got done training, so he was actually exhausted himself.
Oh, yeah.
But he's like, you are a worthy opponent, my friend.
I mean, like Prosper isn't really terribly trained in close combat. It's not something he studies, so he feels pretty good about being able to catch you off guard. But he also knows he only got lucky.
Part of it's tactics too, right? You pick the fights you think you can win, and it's like,
Oh,
Mr.
yeah.
Sakarian, I notice you're kind of tired. Let's fight.
Let's fight. Yep, put him up.
Yeah, awesome. Cool. All right. So, so you guys are doing that. Is there anything that you want to do, Piani, before you pick up your cargo and leave? I know Higgs. I know you've got a call that's going to come in.
Yeah.
Did I ask that guy about the eye too? And I'm just like,
Yes. Yeah. He said it was SciTech. Remember?
oh, that's right. But
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
We had
No,
that,
then I think
we had that whole like James Hong and Blade Runner thing where he was like,
Right.
looking at the eye.
Right. Yeah, I think I'm good then.
Okay, cool. All right, so Higgs, I think then if you don't get in touch with Vincent, he calls you, or his appointment. He prefers to meet face to face. So his secretary calls you to arrange like drinks one night.
Okay. Yeah, I go.
Cool. Okay.
Go.
Yeah. So he meets you at the hotel bar of the hotel that you're in, and he looks. It's like 11 o'clock at night, like local time, and he looks kind of disheveled, but also like really like hyped up. Like he's breathing fast and like his shirt's undone. He's a little sweaty, and so he's like. He comes to the bar and he somehow has already got a drink. Like he walks in, he's like, I got a drink in his hand, and he comes up to the bar where you're sitting and he like slaps you on the back. He's like, Higgins, how are you?
Hello. Nice to see you again. I just want to preface this. We are. I need to keep it quiet tonight, so we'll stop at this bar tonight, and that's it.
It's like Higgs, man, really? Higgs, you're doing this to me? I've got so much
sorry.
planned
Look,
for us.
I've got a big space travel coming up, and it's part of the reason I wanted to talk to you.
It's like, but don't you remember the last time we hung out? I hope so, because I sure as hell don't, right?
Yeah, I don't remember it at all either. That's part of the fun, I guess, right?
So he's like finishing his drink, and the waitress kind of like, or the bartender comes over, and he's like, he points at his glass, and he's like, 2 more of these, and the bartender's like, I didn't even give you that, whatever, and like goes to get him a drink, and he's like, so, let me level with you, Higgins, and he like puts the glass down, doesn't break eye contact. He's like, I haven't heard from you in a few days. Not getting cold feet on me, are you?
Well, I kind of look up at him. It's not necessarily cold feet, but I think we do have a little bit of a problem. I know.
Don't
give me that
word,
sigh.
Higgs.
Look, don't give me that sigh. I hate that sigh when people give it to
How
me
about this,
too.
Higgs? How about this? Let's reframe the whole thing. Start again. Tell me, Vince, I think we have an opportunity. Go.
Vince, I think we have an opportunity, but it's
That's
just
my
not the
man.
right
All right.
time. There's always a but,
Tell-
and this one is it's not the right time.
Tell me, Higgins. What is it that you've got to do? It's so
Well,
much more important than being famous.
I've got it. I already am famous, but it's all in my head, and maybe it should be that way. Because if my ego got any bigger, I'd probably be dead.
He's just kind of like staring at you.
I can't. We can't do the. Can't do the TV show. It's not gonna happen.
You're gonna back out on me, Higgs.
Well,
Just like that?
I want to do a TV show, but the crew doesn't want to. And these are the type of men, if you cross, you might not wake up the next morning.
So as you're talking, the bartender comes over with the drinks, and Vince looks at him. He's like, "Fuck off! Fuck you! Get out! Get out! I'm having a conversation." And the bartender's just like, get out! You're fired. And he's just like, walks away awkwardly. He's like, "Look, Higgins, I care about you. I think we're friends. You're my friend, Higgins.
Okay.
I want you to succeed. And if these men, these scary men, they're after you, well, we can deal with it.
Would you like to meet
I've
them?
got scary friends too, Higgins.
Yeah. How scary are they?
I'm not sure what kind of scale one uses to indicate scariness, but they're very frightening individuals. I'm in show business, Higgins. I know how these things work.
How do they
You
work?
owe someone money, you have a problem, killed a hooker by accident, I can make these things go away for you.
Okay. I've not killed a hooker, so I think we're okay with that.
Well, so it was on purpose then.
Yes.
Look, it doesn't matter. Don't tell
Wait,
me.
no.
I don't need to know.
Yeah,
we
I
have
didn't-
lawyers for these things.
You're tricking me. What? Okay. What am I? Okay, let's start this over.
Listen, Higgins. Higgins, I want you to just start from the beginning. Tell me what's wrong. I'm here. Vince is here for you, Higgs. And he like leans back in his chair. Go, hit me. What do you got?
I can't do it. I'm sorry. It's not gonna happen.
I'm hearing a lot of can't, Higgs. I'm hearing a lot of can't, a lot of won't. I'm hearing some fear from you, Higgins. Now you're not a fearful man. Something's got you spooked. Why don't you tell old Vince Pollard what it is?
I at this point, like whatever type of glass I have, I'm just kind of like staring at it. And I can you carry on this planet?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, then I probably have my laser pistol at my side or something.
Yeah.
Underneath my all denim jacket that I'm wearing still. I haven't taken it off in like many days.
Sure.
I'm just staring at the glass. I'm looking at him. I'm just like, Vince. Typically, the people that I'm around this long don't really keep talking, and I think if you keep talking to me this way, you're not gonna walk out of the bar.
Higgins, are you threatening me, man?
I'm always threatening people, and that's part of the business, man. I can't do this job. The crew talked me out of it, and I can't do it. And look, I like you, Vince, but you gotta go. All right, you gotta get out of here.
So when you say you gotta go, he like looks at the gun, and then looks at you like, is he gonna shoot me? I'm not really sure. And so you're saying that, and he's like looking at you, and you say like, you gotta go, get out of here, and he just goes like, yes, yes. That's what I love about you, Higgs. You don't take no for an answer. Well, neither do I. So here's the thing, Higgins. Why don't you introduce me to these friends of yours, these people who don't want you to be the star I know you can be. Introduce me. I'll talk to them. Push the money around. Do whatever we have to do.
I don't think any money is good. You don't want to... Vince, I care... I don't like you that much, but I guess I should give you the decency of not meeting these people because you might die. They might just kill you where you stand.
You're a very, very mysterious individual, Higgins. I thought you came here.
I know. I would have been great
idea.
on TV, but it's just not in the cards, as they say.
He shakes his head and he's like, well, Higgins, I respect you, man. And I know that whatever it is you end up doing, you're going to do a damn fine job of it. You're going to be famous in your own right. Even if you die face down in a gutter tomorrow morning, and I'm not saying you're going to, not making a threat here, Higgs, but if you do, you'd be the best-looking damn corpse this planet has ever seen.
Well, I'd be in this denim thing, so yes, I would be. That's true.
He says, look. Deal's still going to be on the table. You come back a month, 2 months, a year. You want to make this thing happen? Old Vince is going to do it for you. But
JP, Adam's desperate to keep this fucking character. Don't let him go.
No, I mean, you want to Han Solo this guy, whatever. And then he's like, but look, Higgins, and I'm gonna level with you. I swear to God, if you take this idea to anybody else, I will have your fucking head. All right? Are we clear? Are we clear on that? This is my fucking idea, Higgs. It's my show. It's gonna be my show.
Well, I already
So if
got
you do
3
this
million
thing-
from someone else last night. I just kind of like cold stare him.
He looks at you. He's like, bull fucking shit.
I
3
know.
million.
I'm just you know how I'm just.
I bet
joking
you
with
2 Constitution rolls and 3 bars that you are lying to me right now.
So
What
he's
is
like,
the best way to settle this?
he's like, fine, business is off. That's all right. I've got hope for the future. You're gonna come back. I'm gonna make you rich. Not today. Maybe we're gonna do it tomorrow. But that means, Higgins, we're not doing business anymore. Which means we're just friends. Which means we can go out and get friends wasted together right fucking now. Come on. And he like gets up and like looks at you like, right? Let's go.
I'm kind of just like looking at the drink. I'm like, well, I don't have to do anything tomorrow. You know what? Let's let's
I
go.
sent a text. I sent a text to Higgins
No,
right
let them
now,
roll.
and I'm like, Monsieur Higgins, did you know that? And I like just like some really asinine like factoid about something or other, and then I'm like, also by the way, I need 5,000 credits.
You say you need 5,000 credits?
Yeah, like it's just some like total.
Oh, well, then
super prosper kind of.
Like as he's saying this to me, then I get the text. I'm just like, you
That's
know
what
what?
it
Let's go out.
Yeah, okay. He's like, who's that? Who's that, Higgs? Is that your girlfriend, your boyfriend, both? Send him along. Let's go. Let's have a party. Bring the
Well,
whole crew.
actually, would you like him? It's just a friend of mine. You want him to come?
He puts his hands up. He's like, more the merrier.
All right, give me 1 second, and I text. Hey, come down to the lobby. It's Higgs. Let's go
Never
out.
been invited to something.
Yeah, like Prosper just sends like 2 little up carrots,
Yeah, and then
and then in BRT.
and then after he sent them, I'm just like, make sure you're wearing your best attire.
Oh, nice. All right, yeah. Prosper comes down and he's wearing a tuxedo. He's got like
God.
he's got silver cufflinks, and the heads of the cufflinks are made of pearl. He's wearing a black bow tie. Yeah, he's got a silk red handkerchief in his pocket. His hair is slicked back. He sees Mr. Higgins. He says, "Monsieur Higgins, who's your friend? Hello, my name is Prosper Trudeau."
So yeah, he gets right up in your face and like shakes your hand and he's like, Vincent Pollard. You can call me Vince if you want to. And he's like, Higgins here says you're a man to know. And judging by that accent, you sound like an interesting foreign individual. What is this?
I
And
am
like
from
looks you up and
Cabral.
down. I'm thinking, hold on, don't interrupt me. Having a thought. Yes, secret agent. I'm thinking spy. You got a kind of strange. You're a hit with the ladies, aren't you? Aren't you, Prosper?
I don't have a lot of luck with the ladies. No.
We're gonna change that. You ever wanted to be famous, my friend?
No, famous is not important in my line of work.
Well, we're gonna change your mind about that. Come on, we're going to get drunk.
I am on board.
Okay, so just the 3 of you go out and get tanked with Vince.
Should we bring Woo?
1 second, Mr. Vincent. I need to text another person. I text Woo. Come down
So
to the lobby
while
with
you're
your
like
best
one
attire.
second, Vince realizes how long he's gone without like putting alcohol in his body, and turns to the bartender. He's like, "Where are my fucking drinks?" And the bartender's like, and he's like, "Go on. We need 3 now. Fuck it, make it 4. I can drink fast. Go." And that guy's just like, "I'm sorry, fuck," and he like runs off.
You come here often, Monsieur Vincent.
It's like, I'm everywhere, man. I'm everywhere.
That is good. Do you ever make it to Cabral?
Well, he shakes his head. No.
Oh, it's a beautiful city. The stained glass everywhere. The sounds of the music piping through the air.
Listen, Prosper, I'm gonna level with you. All right? I'm gonna let you in on something. A little secret. And he like comes up to you, he's like,
Are you about to be real with me?
It's the realist. Now listen, man. I work in media. I don't care much for art, okay? Art, not interesting to me. Paintings, stained glass, sorry, not my thing. Now, cultured secret agents, that's great. I like it. Good look. Keep that. Be pretentious. And he's like backing away slowly from you. He's like, pauses for a second. He pauses
I
for a second.
I get a glass of port delivered to me, like one pinky finger out.
Yeah, and so as soon as he's done, he's just like, perfect. This is a man who knows how to take direction. And he looks at Higgs and he's like, this guy, and like slaps you in the chest. Keep him. He's a good one. And like you're trying to like text on your phone, and suddenly like Vince is like in your face again.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, Vincent, hold on one second. And I keep texting Woo, tell him to come down in his best attire.
Now, so like I start talking with Vincent like, oh, but art can be a thing that you can use as a lever to motivate the masses. You convince them that art is important for their intellectual sanity and for their appearance of pretension. You see, a man like myself can only be pretentious in the proper surroundings. And then we're talking about like how to leverage, people's desires against them to get them to buy more stuff.
And one of his monologues, Higgs just stands up behind Prosper and like puts the gun to his head. He looks at Vincent. He like puts a thumbs up or thumbs down. He like keeps going back and forth.
So I think at that point Vince is probably like he kind of like gets a shocked look, and then maybe Prosper you turn, and Higgs has the gun, and he's like, "Stop, hold on." And he takes his phone out and he turns around and like takes a selfie of himself with you pointing the gun at Prosper. He's like, "Fucking classic." All right, are we ready to go? And then I think that's when Woo comes out. Looking like, he got like a hurry, come downstairs in your like best clothes like thing. So he's looking like he's still like putting a tie on or something as he comes out of the elevator, and he sees everybody and is kind of like, "What the fuck's going on?" And like comes over to Higgs. And Vince is like, "Yeah, that's the right attitude. Yes, good. Get excited. Who's this guy?"
This
is Woo, Connor Woo.
This is Connor. We call him Woo. He's our friend.
Woo.
So Vince introduces himself to Connor in much the same way, kind of being like,
"You know Nika Starlight, yes? Woo met Nika Starlight."
So when you say, Nika Starlight, they pause. They both get this look like, and they both look at you, and in unison they're like, "Too soon, Prosper. Too soon." And then they look and they're like, and they like have a brief, very fast conversation about Nika, and Woo is like, kind of like overwhelmed, and he'll like tag along, but is not keeping up by any means.
Oh.
So unless you want to invite Sakarian or Piani, I think the Whirlwind tour begins.
I think we just go out.
Yeah, and it's familiar territory for you, Higgs. You've been on the Vince Pollard Express before.
Yep.
So give him a +1 to the roll?
And we
Yeah,
all
can we
know
get a
how
bonus
that
on the roll?
goes.
No,
No,
not
I-
we. Just you.
I think it's a flat roll for everybody because Vince has done this before too.
Okay.
So D20s all around.
Physical save.
Yeah, physical effect saves, please.
All right.
I'm trying to find what that means for me. Physical save is 10.
Vince does not do so good.
Oh no!
Listen. You guys.
Prosper.
Pretty much.
What does Woo roll? I want to roll that.
All right, let's get a roll for Woo. So, Woo needs
There's no way, Woo.
Woo needs a 15 or better.
This liquor. There's no way.
Nope.
8.
Nope.
Fuck
Now the
Woo.
most important roll. I don't think I have dice turned on. Oh, I do.
Bam.
Oh,
Oh
nice.
my god.
All right.
16.
So
Big
Prosper.
Wow.
for one.
That is literally exactly what I had to roll.
Nice.
Awesome.
Really? You have a 16?
I have a 16 for my physical effect save.
Damn, you
Damn.
experts are squishy.
Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, like probably around dawn, there's a scene where like you're all in an alley somewhere, and Connor's like literally passed out, leaned up against the wall, and you come out of the bar or whatever looking for him, and you find him passed out on the floor, and Vince drunkenly trying to explain something to an obviously unconscious person. Like he's just like, listen, you're not listening to me, man. You're not listening. No, you're wrong about that. And like he's just like lecturing Woo's like unconscious body. And and I think you get Woo home. Okay, I don't know if there's anything specific you want to do on the bender, but yeah, as always, like throwing his money around. Vince pays for the whole thing.
Nice.
And you you wake up the next morning with relatively intact memories, maybe a little bit of a hangover, but Connor is like a dead man. He's just like, he just locks himself in his room and just, it's the sound of groaning and vomiting the whole day. He's just like, off. Yeah. And nobody else understands it, but Piani, maybe you wake up to hearing like Woo throwing up while also cursing Higgs's ancestors forever in like alternately in Cantonese and Mandarin.
I just know.
Yeah.
Back 1,000
Glad
generations.
I stayed in.
Well, these degens. Oh, go ahead.
I'm making omelets.
Yeah.
All right.
while those degens were doing that,
Yeah.
Sakarian was doing a culture criminal perhaps check on the syndicate to see what he can
Okay.
find out about them.
Yeah, do it.
Did
Because
Syndicate's who we're getting the guy from, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the syndicate or the Madari syndicate, a like loosely connected alliance of like criminal clans. Though what constitutes criminal in this sector is variant depending. They're the originators of Blue Fever. They run basically most of the organized crime at any higher level in the sector. Vinaya is their homeworld. That's where they were founded. But yeah, there's a lot of, like, you met a lot of them throughout the game so far. Is there anything specific that you wanted to know with that role?
Perhaps the planet that we're delivering the people. He said we're just gonna hand it off to more syndicate people, just like a routine background check. Like, I don't want to, whatever he would think is pertinent information for dealings with them.
Okay. So
Not like,
just
oh
like
god,
some,
they're bad people, but like, oh wow, they actually.
some specific information about him.
No. The people we're handing off the materials.
Oh, I mean, he didn't say, right? He just says you're taking them, and someone will contact you. You can drop them off.
I thought he said more people from his organization.
Yeah. So the syndicate is organized into like clans, like cultural groups that you're either born into or you marry into or join through like a ritual or whatever. And each clan kind of has its own, like, some of them get tattoos, or some of them, like, you have to be born in the clan. Like, they're varying sizes and stuff.
Okay.
But you don't know anything about this particular one because you don't know anyone else who's in it except James.
All right.
And like, word on the street, if you're like asking around at all, he's only been a part of this thing like for like the syndicate for a little while, which you know from Piani, and this might be some kind of like way for him to like prove his worth or whatever. Like, it's probably a big deal to him.
Okay.
But yeah.
Makes sense.
Cool. So I guess with Vince tied up, you wait the remainder of the time, plus an extra day because Wu is all fucked up and can't work today. He takes a day off.
Okay.
So it is the 3rd of November when the call comes in from the Port Authority that the ship's construction and repairs have been completed. Your spike drive has been installed, and you are ready to roll.
Yes.
Ready to swish.
I feel I'm gonna break show policy and we'll play music. I feel like this is how the scene goes. We do, like, they start rolling it back, and then it's this.
Yeah.
Well, that's not gonna start.
What?
Yeah. The curtains start falling back, and you hear like bitch comes in, and the ship starts getting revealed.
Of the free merchant ship Swan Song.
Are there like booth babes like?
Yeah,
showing
there's
off
like-
It's on a
Swan
slowly
Song?
rotating platform.
Yeah.
To seek out riches and
The light.
snatch things of value.
Prosper just starts.
Run in before it blows.
Yep. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. That's how the ship's revealed.
Beautiful. All right. So
Rogue Protocol.
Connor is he's very proud of himself for the work that he's orchestrated on the Swan Song. And he explains all the benefits of the new drive, how you can probably make some joke about how like installing a drive like this on a ship like this is a strange like protocol, but hey, at least we're gonna be fast as hell now. And so yeah, I mean, you're on the ship, like you get up to the bridge and he's like, everything is the same, controls are the same, interface is the same. Where are we going, Captain?
We need 1 second, and do we have any messages from the Syndicate on Lord McCrary's current status?
Prairie.
No, not yet.
Okay.
You can get in touch with Van Dorn if you want to, though.
Yeah, I
You can
get in touch with
Send her
her.
a message, because she's not, I don't think she's in the system.
Well, we can't
Yeah.
leave till they... Like, we're not leaving until we know what Lord McCrary's up to.
And the deal was he was on this planet, right? Like they're
Yeah,
working
the
on
Syndicate was... Well, no, we dropped... We dropped him either off here or we dropped him off in Protagoras, but it's that he was going to be at this planet.
Mhm.
If I remember correctly. That was 2 or 3 weeks ago, so.
Yeah, it was a little while ago. I can't remember exactly. I went looking for it in my notes, but I couldn't find it. But no, they haven't gotten in touch with you yet.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I would say I sent a message a couple days ago then,
Okay.
instead of the day that we're supposed to leave.
Okay. So yeah, I mean they've got agents all over the place. But when you send them a message being like, "Hey, where's your friend? What happened to him?"
Yeah.
Then they reply like still, you just get a short message back like still working. And then I think that maybe the night after you send that message, Higgs, and I guess this is like a few days before the ship is finished, but Prosper, when you're like in your hotel room and there's like a knock on the door.
Yes? I put on my bathrobe, I go to the door. And I like peek out the peephole.
Okay. You see like one of the hotel like employees, he's like a bellboy or something.
Yeah, I keep the chain locked, but I open the door and I peer out. I say, "We," or either way.
Okay.
Wow.
He says to you, a package for you, sir. And you can see that he's holding like a box.
I didn't order a
Yeah.
cut to break as the explosion expands out of the hotel.
Yeah, totally. No, I close the door, unhook the chain, open it, and I say, "Do I
Okay.
need to sign?" I accept it.
So you open the door, and the guy that was hiding behind him with the gun to his back pushes him aside, and then 3 dudes with guns rush into your room. 2 of them
Yeah.
like grab your arms.
Yeah.
And now we cut to break.
Do they give me leprosy, Adam?
No,
This is
no,
some
no.
amazing retcon. Wait, dial back 2 days. All right, so a guy knocks on your door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This would have happened before the ship was ready.
Yeah.
Okay, is that actually what happened?
That's what happens. Yes.
I don't get
because
any kind of perception to see if I saw like 3 gunmen.
If you had paused long enough to just say, "This seems kind of sketchy. I want to check it out," maybe, but
snap.
nope.
I thought peering through the peephole. It's fine, Adam. Whatever. I'll roll with it.
Okay.
All
I'm
right.
fine putting my characters into problems.
We'll take our second break here, and then we'll come back and see where the nearest stairwell is. Just a bit. Come back for hour 3. Don't go anywhere. More roleplay coming up.
Wow.
We'll see you then.